Today I'm going to be making my pizza dough for some pizza. This recipe is better if you let it sit in the refrigerator overnight and use the dough the next day. Everything just mingles better and tastes better. All around better pizza. You can use this right away. It's just not as good, in my opinion. Let's dive in and get going on the pizza dough, because I am going to let this rest for at least an hour before I make my pizza for my lunch today. And I'll show you that later. So I'm going to start out with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. In this jar here I have the instant dry yeast. I buy it in bulk and I store it in the refrigerator in a mason jar. So what you're going to do is add 1 teaspoon of the yeast. Add a teaspoon of sugar. Give it a quick whisk. Blend everything together. Done with the whisk. 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Just pop it right in the microwave, melt it up. Not too hot, let it come back down in temperature a little bit. Quick mix. 3/4 cup of body temperature water. What I do is I run the tap water under my wrist until it just gets a little bit warm to the touch on my skin. Grab a fork. Start mixing. Once it starts coming together, how can you see? Yeah, you guys can see pretty good. So anyway, just start mixing. And at this stage, what I do is with clean hands, I've already washed them before I started. Clean off your fork and get in there with your hand. And just start folding and kneading. Folding and kneading. Fold and push. Fold and push. Dough will go flying sometimes. And what I like to do, I use this one bowl. Find yourself a bowl that is big enough to get your hand in there and knead. You're just going to knead this and knead this and knead this until all the dough releases from your fingers and the sides of the bowl. Pull some of the flour off the sides. Push and knead, push and knead. You can put the dough on a table, floured surface, and knead away. This is how I do it. Less mess. And like I said, it's going to take about 5 minutes. So set your timer. If you want to just do it that way, or just keep kneading until your dough releases from the bowl. And your hands, see how my hands are starting to get clean? That's how I can tell when my dough is done. And then I'll just knead it for another couple more minutes. I'm not really keeping time. I did not set a timer. I go by feel and I go by sight. Now at this point, I am going to grab some salt because I like my dough a little saltier. I do use salted butter. If you can't have salt, do not add extra salt. Use unsalted butter. This is all in preference of taste. If you want to add garlic salt to this dough, feel free. I've done it. Comes out really good. Give this another quick kneading. Let's clean the bowl. Just about done. I just want to give it a few more quick kneads. gives you good workout in your arm. That's for sure. Okay, we're just about done. Let me just do another quick clean of the bowl. You're not going to get all the flour off the sides. You can try, but scrape it down with your fingernails. But you're good to go. Push, 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 and push. We have about 5 minutes yet. Looks about good. Alrighty, we'll call that a day. Grab your dough. Make a nice little ball. No more dough on your hands. Not sticking to you. That's how I know my ball is done. So I'm going to slap that in there. Come over here. Grab a tea towel, hand towel, whatever you want to call it. Do a quick cleanup. And we're going to let that rest for, like I said, about an hour until it rises up a little bit. Now what I normally do, I'll tell you this. What I normally do if I'm going to make pizza the next day, I'll just take the ball right now and I'll wrap it in some plastic wrap. Wrap it tight, wrap it good, because it will rise in the refrigerator. And if you don't wrap it good enough, your dough is going to pop right out of the plastic wrap. Don't ask how I know this. Alright, we'll be back in about an hour. See you in a bit. Alright, so it's been a little bit over an hour and my dough has risen. Oven just went off, preheated the oven at 400 degrees. Today I'll be using a cast iron fajita skillet. You can use a cookie sheet, any oven safe dish that you have. Pizza stone, what have you. I don't have one. I just like cast iron or a regular baking sheet. Can you see? Yep, you can see. So punch that down. I'm going to grab maybe a quarter size piece of dough. Now I like a thin crust pizza. So what I'm going to do is put that aside over there. I'm just going to grab a little bit of cornmeal. Not too much. Half teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon, whatever. Put it down and just start kneading and pushing it out. You can use a rolling pin. This is what I like to do. I'm probably gonna, no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab my rolling pin real quick because I do want to flatten it out a little bit better before I place it in the pan. And it's just much easier. You can do it any way you like. If you like a thicker crust, don't press it out as much. Put that aside. Take my dough, plop it in my pan, and we're just going to arrange that. Push that up. Can you see? Yes, you can. I always like to make sure you guys can see. Sometimes my camera angles are not the greatest, but you get the point. So if your fingernail goes through the dough, pat it, fix it. Alright, so I got a little extra. Alright, so our dough is pressed out. Now normally, I do put the cornmeal on the baking sheet. However, wouldn't you know it, because I am videoing today, I didn't do it. I kicked you. But that shouldn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to take the leftover dough and wrap it up in some plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator. Okay, so after your dough is punched down, you take what you need, make your ball again, make it a nice little ball, put it in your plastic wrap and wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator. And like I said, tomorrow and the next day, if you use it 2 days from now, it's just going to taste better. So I'll be right back. Okay, so let's build our pizza. I do not poke holes in my pizza crust. This is just leftover sauce that we've been working on. This is my own homemade sauce that I make. You can use whatever marinara sauce you'd like. Store-bought, your made sauce, whatever. There's chunks of tomatoes in this sauce because I also use this as my spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, or whatever sauce. Chili sauce, stuffed pepper sauce, you name it, I use it. So slap as much sauce that you want on your pizza. It's your pizza, you make it however you'd like. It's just how I like it. Okay. The lid on that. Mozzarella cheese. I buy in bulk. This is the 5-pound bag of mozzarella cheese I have on hand. You can use any kind of cheese you want. Mozzarella is just the traditional. So put some cheese on your pizza. Let's add some pepperonis. This pizza would actually be perfect for Super Bowl Sunday because we're shaped as a little football. Alright, so we're going to keep some pepperonis out for me to munch on while that's baking. Ziploc bag full of pepperoni, buy in bulk. That aside. Now, pizza is all made up. Slide my stool over. Take you off tripod. Take you for a ride. Okay. Again, 400-degree oven. I know, you probably get sick when I move the camera with you. Anyway, slide that in, dead center, for about, let's see, we'll go 15 minutes. Start. We'll check it periodically in between there. If you notice that it's starting to burn, take it out. So we'll be back. See you in a bit. Alright, so this has been resting for, about a minute or two. So let's see if we can get this right on out of here. A little bit of cheese meltage. Nice and cooked on the bottom. Let's slice into this. And the husband's home. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn you off for a second. Okay, so I'm back. Husband's home for lunch from his job. So let's see if I can do it this way. Let's turn it this way. Alrighty. Let's put this puppy back together. And we're just going to leave it right on the cutting board. Alright, there you have it. And like I said, looks like a little football to me. Nice little Super Bowl Sunday pizza. Let's give it a taste. Oh, hot. Again, delicious. Give this one a try. And happy Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm going to say it. Go Pats.